Welcome back to another beautiful day here in Kuala Lumpur, guys, and today we're gonna go check out one of the biggest and most luxurious malls I've ever seen. It's called Pavilion, and it's kind of where like the Ritz-Carlton and some really fancy hotels are, so that's how you know it's incredibly fancy and way out of my price range. There's malls on every street corner is what it seems like, and if you're in Malaysia, if you're in Kuala Lumpur, you're inevitably gonna end up in one of these malls. So I figured it'd be a good idea to show you guys which one is the best. And from the research I've done, it does seem like Pavilion is where everything's going on and where everyone's at. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go check that out. All right, let's go. All right, guys, here we are. And we came in through kind of a weird entrance on the side, I think. Or maybe this is the main entrance, but yeah, this mall is huge. And to be honest, if I walk through the entire mall with the camera on, it's gonna be a really long video. So I think I'm just gonna do a little montage of the coolest stores here. And then we'll go check out the food court and see what's there to eat over here as well. All right, here we go. Alright guys, so that was basically a rundown of the mall here, and all of the kind of expensive stores like Gucci and Rolex and stuff like that is at the bottom, and then you got your more affordable stores at the top here like Nike and Adidas and stuff like that. But at the very top is basically mostly restaurants, and we'll do a quick walk around of that. And then on the bottom floor is a food court. So we'll go check that out after this. So this is the very top, and there's just a bunch of like dim sum places, very kind of expensive restaurants. There's a Din Tai Fung here, and then more kind of Chinese hot pot restaurants right here. And then of course a TGI Fridays, which isn't fancy, but I guess you don't get a lot of that here in Asia. So it's probably why it's up here as well. And then of course we got a Starbucks and a Baskin-Robbins over here as well. And out here is actually the movie theater, but you can't access it through this side. You have to go like down and out. But yeah, it's really cool, and it's basically the same building, but it's outside. All right, let's keep moving, see what else they got up here. And it's really hard to kind of walk through this mall because it's so giant. There's not really a clear layout to it. Especially at the start, it seems like it just goes all over the place. So I have no idea where I'm going, but hopefully this gives you kind of a good idea of what this mall is like. Yeah, and like I was saying, this up here is less stores, and it's more restaurants and kind of like fitness centers and salons and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that layout. It's very easy to find the brands you're looking for. It's like a Mediterranean restaurant right here. And then this right here is the entrance I wanted to come through. The Grab kind of dropped me at a different entrance. As you can see, it's very grand. There's a lot going on out there. Giant fountain. And it looks a lot like New York City, so we'll go take a look at it once I'm done here. And then all up on the store, you got a couple other restaurants. You got ramen, barbecue, steak, Indian restaurant, and it just kind of keeps going. And then at the end of this hallway, it looks to be a little kind of Japanese corner. So of course we're gonna go check that out because that looks super cool, and it's decorated really well as well. Looks like there's a couple restaurants and Japanese grocery stores in there. So it's called Tokyo Street, and there's just a bunch of stuff in here. So these look like a bunch of Japanese restaurants and brands. Got sushi, some beauty brands, popcorn, interesting, matcha. It's decorated super well, it's really cool. It's like a teppanyaki. And all you can eat shabu shabu restaurant, and of course a daiso, which is basically a Japanese grocery store, kind of knick-knack store. And then of course we got a line of crane machines. Yeah, it's really cool, and there's more stores over here as well. It's like a clothing store, a Japanese grocery store, tattoo parlor. Really cool looking toy store right here. Yeah, that was basically the Japanese corner. Looks really cool, and definitely an interesting design. And just a fun spot to kind of hang out in. Alright, so that was basically the entire tour of the mall, but now let's go check out the food court, which is all the way on the ground floor. And from what I saw earlier, it looked pretty big, so I'm hoping there's a lot there like we saw in Bangkok. Alright guys, here we are at the very bottom floor here. Basically underground is what it is. And there's just a bunch of food courts here. And there's just a bunch of restaurants here. So let's just kind of do a walk around really quick. See everything they got. Looks like we got some Chinese food. Peking duck always sounds good. Noodle shop here. There's definitely a lot of Chinese, and there's definitely a lot of different options here. Chinese, Japanese, Thai food, and of course Malay food. So that's kind of another reason I like coming to these malls, because you get such a wide variety and you get to see so much in just a small place. Not to mention it's also air conditioned, which believe me, in Asia you kind of need. Looks like we got some hot pot right here. And this looks like Malaysian food. And that stuff looks really good. Korean right here. Look at this, you even got Moroccan food, which I've never really seen before. It looks very interesting. It looks super good. Classic Western noodles and whatnot. It looks like more hot pot right here. You just kind of pick what you want, I'm guessing. It looks like we got more Middle Eastern food. Oh, super good as well. Looks like I got some baklava, some rice, meat, of course Japanese food. It's like Malaysian street food is what it says. Thai food, of course. And then more Malaysian food. And I'm definitely getting hungry now, so after we do this whole walkthrough, you can also grab some food here. This will be a little bakery here. They even have a beer puppets here, which is a cream puff place, and there's actually a lot of them popping up in the US lately. I think Jayco is donuts. Another Thai restaurant right here. Famous Amos Cookies. And then I think over here is a supermarket. Yes, that's just a supermarket in here as well. So I mean, everything you could possibly need is in this mall. From your Gucci bag to a carton of milk you can find here. And Asian malls just continue to surprise me in all the right ways. Okay, so I think we're gonna get some Moroccan street food. I don't think I've ever had this before, so I think it'd be pretty interesting to try. Alright, so I ended up getting some lamb with some kind of seasoned rice. I'm not sure what it is. We'll have a little taste here in a sec. Thank you. Thank you. Let's find a place to sit here. It looks really good. Okay, so I think this is probably the first time I'm ever having Moroccan food. And honestly, there's giant pieces of lamb in here. And they look like they got a lot of fat on them. But let's go ahead and try some of this rice first, which looks very seasoned, very orange. Oh man, that's perfect. It's not too salty, not too oily, but you still get kind of that spice taste in it. It's been like cooked in chicken stock and all those spices, and it comes through really nicely, and it's not too overwhelming or overpowering. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of carrot soup, tomato soup. Yeah, it's just like a soup or maybe a curry you put on top of the rice, but really it doesn't need any more flavor. It's perfectly salted, perfectly seasoned. The meat is melt in your mouth good. I think this is a bit of chili sauce, so let's grab. This looks like a little bit of kind of a tomato chili sauce. So let's grab some of this. Put it on here. Grab some of this lamb. And that makes it even better, because there's so much fattiness in that lamb, and then a little bit of oiliness in the rice as well, and that acidity and spiciness really helps cut down on that, and it makes it almost like the perfect dish. I could eat this almost every day of the week and be perfectly content with it. That's how good it is. I'm so glad I gave Moroccan street food a try here, because like I was saying, unlike in other countries, Malaysia is different, you know. It's just like a melting pot of different cultures, so you can't really be afraid to try anything, because I feel like all the food here is going to be excellent, and this kind of proves it. Let's go in for another bite here, and it's just tender all the way through. Oh man, the fat is nice and gelatinous, not too fatty. I know that's kind of confusing when I say that. What I mean is it's been rendered so well that what you get is that incredible texture of the fat that's kind of sticky and gelatinous, and I absolutely love it, especially from lamb, because lamb has that little gamey taste that I love. Alright guys, I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll kind of just walk around outside, maybe get some dessert. I've seen a lot of restaurants around here, so I'm sure we can find something else to eat as well. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit. Alright guys, done eating, and that was one of the most perfect meals. I mean, it's really hard to beat perfectly cooked rice and meat, and I might have to come back here and get that again. That's how good it was. But let's go outside and see what other food there is around here. And while there is a lot of dessert in the mall itself, let's just go outside and kind of explore a little bit more and see the outside area, because it's really cool and it really does look like Times Square in New York. Alright guys, here we are at the main entrance. Looks like it stopped raining luckily as well. Yeah, check this out. It's really got a New York vibe to it. Tons of billboards, electronic billboards. We got a bunch of fountains, lots of people around here as well. And then right across the street is actually another mall. some really fancy stores in it. You got Louis Vuitton, Rolex, Off-White, and then that's also where the Ritz-Carlton is. Yeah, super bright, lots of people around here, and it's also decorated for Diwali, so it looks really colorful and cool. So just so you can get an idea of how many malls there really are, we got a mall right here. I think this is a residence building. We got a mall right here, and then another mall right here. So it's just 3 malls right next to each other. Now let's go ahead and cross the street, maybe into that mall where there's a Uniqlo. Looks like there's a McCafe event going on right here. And then this stretch down here is also lined with a bunch of restaurants and mini food stalls, so we can definitely walk down here and check that out as well. This is a durian restaurant. They've got all kinds of durian dishes and whatnot. I guess this is probably a good place to try durian. World Durian Championship Malaysia edition. I guess they've won some awards as well. Alright, let's go see what they've got. Hello. I guess I'll just try this then.
Having here?
Yeah.
It's some drinks. The matcha yuzu is our signature. And some coffee.
No, I think that's it for now. Thank you though. Okay, so it is pretty pricey here. It was 88 ringgit for that durian dish. But I think it's kind of fancier. And also, it said they were world champions. So I couldn't pass that up. I had to come try out some world championship winning durian. I mean, it's something you gotta do here in Malaysia anyway, so I don't mind splurging a little bit for that. And I have noticed that durian is also pretty expensive, even at the street markets. And it really smells of durian in here. It's not too bad though. Like I think the smell of durian is kind of sweet, but I understand how people would hate it if they aren't used to it. Okay, so yeah, that is super fancy. There's some gold flakes on it, and I think that's maybe some flakes of salt on there as well. And what salt does is kind of enhance flavors, which is not something I thought durian needed, but we'll see. Alright guys, let's go ahead and try my first bite of durian. You know what? That's pretty good. I don't know if it's because of this type of durian or what, but that is not the flavor I was expecting. It's completely different to the one that I had from the fried durian the other night at Jalan Nomor. That was much more pungent and a lot harder to eat, I think, because it was warm especially, but this is cold. And it almost has like the texture of ice cream. That's pretty good. It's very sweet. It's kind of creamy as well. And you get a very kind of tropical fruit flavor. Almost like banana-ish. That is much better than I thought it'd be. And at first, I was kind of regretting getting $18 worth of a fruit that I was sure I wouldn't like. This is super good, and I think you're paying for that quality and maybe this breed of durian as well. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, but it is very good. And as you can see, it has a little bit of the texture of ice cream, and it's really reminiscent of jackfruit, which is a flavor I really love. Also, I think a little of what you're paying for is this location, this ambiance, and also just how fancy this place is, because it's really cool looking. What's crazy, it really does taste like the texture of gelato and then a bit of jackfruit. That's what it tastes like. The pungent smell that you're used to is not present in, but I think that's just because of how maybe high quality this durian is, so I'll definitely have to try some off the street. Okay, so I'm eating the second piece right here, and it tastes completely different to the first one. It's a lot stronger, not in the taste of durian, but just in like some weird bitter taste that it has to it. It's sweeter, but it's almost like a fermented sweeter, if you know what I mean. Definitely not as light and subtle as the first piece I had. But let's go ahead and try this last tiny piece, just to see if there's any difference in that. That tiny piece is probably the sweetest one. You definitely get a little bit more of that durian taste, and it's more custardy. To be honest, that's probably my favorite one. It's kind of in the middle of the subtleness of the first one and then kind of the really strong flavor of the second one. And in my opinion, that is the perfect compromise between the two. Alright guys, done here. It looks like a complete mess, but I cannot finish the rest of that because it's just that one giant second piece that I wasn't a huge fan of. But I think for $20, it's a lot of money, especially for a fruit that not everyone loves. It was worth it to try it one time, and now I have a bar set so I can kind of compare what the other cheaper ones will be like and kind of understand which one's better and which one you should try if you're here in Malaysia. And also, we are in the durian capital of the world, so I didn't mind splurging a little bit on it. Alright, let's keep moving and just kind of walk down this street right here, because there's a lot of restaurants and little shops down there. Here's the entrance to another giant mall. Yeah, looks to be some ice cream going on here, like the videos you've seen. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos of the ice cream vendors in Istanbul, and they've got that here too. Pretty cool, but let's keep moving. Looks like there's more Middle Eastern restaurants over here. And the stores over here are really trendy as well. There's a couple boba stores, some bakeries, some juice stalls. Very cool, and all eye-popping and really just catch your eye and make you want to go inside and look. This right here looks like baklava, and I have a weakness for baklava, so we gotta check it out. Looks like they got all different types here. Looks like they even got some of the cheese kind right here, which I've only tried one other time and it's really good, but I'm not really hungry right now. Let's go down here. It looks like more food courts. Oh wow, so this looks like a little Chinese food stall area. Wow, this is really cool. And I'm guessing it's connected to the mall up there. Yeah, so there's a little food court connected to this underground Japanese supermarket. Really cool, never seen anything like it before. Alright, you guys get the idea. Let's head back up, but now that you know it's here, definitely come check it out. There seems to be quite a few kind of award-winning and very notable restaurants down there. So it's probably a good place to come grab a bite. Alright, that looks like to be the end of the kind of street. As you can see, I mean, there's some on the other side as well. There's McDonald's, and then for the most part, this is the end though. All right, guys, what an eventful day it has been. Got a lot done. Glad to be able to check out one of the giant malls here in Kuala Lumpur, and definitely come check this area out. There's so much going on, and it seems to be kind of the downtown Times Square area of New York. There's tons of shops, from your Western stores to local shops, and then also even more to eat around here. And it's right by the train tracks here, so it's really easy to get to as well. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a night here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when I post next. And until next time guys, have a great day.